So, Tony, why are most businesses failing in 2025?
To be honest with you, Jake, I've talked to many business owners here in the first quarter of the year, going into the second. And the reason why businesses are failing is they don't understand the philosophy of attraction
Hmm.
in their business, whether it's permanent makeup, whether it's aesthetics, whether it's permanent jewelry. People just simply don't understand the law of attraction. And to me, the law of attraction means if I'm not getting in front of more competitors or more clients than my competitor, I'm never going to win. I'm never going to have anybody to sell to. And another reason why people are failing in 2025 is because I think it's so difficult to actually start a business and grow a business, and they think it's expensive. They think they have all to have the nicest machines, the nicest this, the nicest that, and it's really all about your dollar per hour. How much can you make per hour? It's kind of like the analogy me and you were talking the other day about college. You can invest $100,000 in a college degree, or you could start something like permanent jewelry for 3 grand and make 6, 7 figures right out of the gate in your first year.
Yeah, and that's why I love permanent jewelry because you mentioned the law of attraction. Well, to get attraction, you have to get attention first. And a lot of times I see businesses, they'll spend 20K to start up or 50K or whatever, and then they don't have a marketing budget and then
Mhm.
they can't get attention. And so that's why I love permanent jewelry is because you can literally start for a few $1,000s and be profitable I've seen people be profitable on day one.
Yeah, in fact, it's funny you mentioned businesses starting up because me and my wife, we opened up our second location last year in our aesthetic studio, and that cost us, I believe it was
Mhm.
$22,000 to get started. That was including a small marketing budget in there, but then we also do permanent jewelry. And I'll never forget when we started doing permanent jewelry, to do a set of brows, it took my wife 3, 4 hours,
Mhm.
and she'd make $300. Well, to do a permanent jewelry bracelet like this, she did this for me, and something like this would sell for about 120, and it took her 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So, what would you rather do? Sit there and actually do a set of brows for $300 and have a lot of liability,
Mhm.
or would you rather sell jewelry that people actually want and make 120 bucks in 5 minutes?
Yeah, and I've been in the beauty industry for 8 years now, worked with thousands of beauty professionals, and a lot of them who started doing permanent jewelry decided to do permanent jewelry full time, and a lot of them quit doing beauty. And it's not because they weren't quote passionate about beauty. It's just the numbers didn't make sense to them after they realized they could make 8 grand in a day in 6 hours,
Yeah.
at an event versus spending all day just to make a few $100.
And not only that, with permanent jewelry, you have a larger client pool. So let's say you are a beautician, you're an esthetician doing facials and things like that. There's only a small market in your area that's looking for those types of services. Whereas if you're selling jewelry and doing jewelry at events and things like that, everybody wants jewelry, whether they're a child, whether they're an adult, whether they're, whoever they are, everybody loves jewelry and they love an experience. In 2025, and I would love your opinion on this, Jake. In 2025, people don't mind spending more for experience. That's what I'm finding. Are you seeing that too?
Yeah, to me, if it's about a product, it's
Hmm.
probably going to go, what's the cheapest product? Just now we have Amazon, now we have, Walmart's been around a while. It's always like, oh, let me get this cell phone case for 15 bucks. Whereas an experience, memories, I see people all the time because we're here in Orlando. They're like, Disney's gotten so expensive, Disney's not affordable. I'm like, really? The last time I went to Disney, and from what I heard from others, it's more crowded than ever. There's more people going than ever because it's about the experience, the
Yep.
memories. And so
Yep.
that's what permanent jewelry does. It combines a product and an experience together.
Yep. So with that being said, in 2025, people really need to understand it's all about providing an experience and looking at your cost per hour. Are you selling an aesthetic service for 3 hours making $320, or would you rather sell a piece of jewelry in 5 minutes and make $120? To me, I could sell a lot of jewelry in 1 hour if it's only taking me 5 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. So if they want to start a permanent jewelry business, what do you recommend?
So I would highly recommend checking out our training actually, Linked Permanent Jewelry Training. It's super affordable. We do have payment plans, as low as I believe it's like $200 a month
Hmm.
to get you started. So really with any budget, we can get you started, and we give you a complete kit that's going to make you, I believe, up to $10,000 in return on investment. So think about this, spending 3 grand and having enough inventory to make $10,000, it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I know those sound like big numbers for just starting out, but
Mhm.
literally my sister-in-law, she was a nurse and she hated her job because she always had to work Christmas. She had to work long shifts. She was away from her kids. She has two young kids. And now she does permanent jewelry on the weekends, maybe a 4 or 5 hour event, and she's making over $10,000 a month consistently. And she's been doing that for over a year.
And I want to be very real with everyone watching this. You know, when you're looking at starting a business, what separates the successful from the unsuccessful is actually not the training, it's not the kit, it's not us, it's not anything like that. It's your drive to see this business succeed. And you know, my grandmother always said, you surround yourself with people you want to be around. And Link Promotory Training has the most successful students anywhere. So if you want to get around a successful team, check us
Yeah,
out.
and we all know drive comes from the people we're around. If you're around the wrong crowd, they're bringing you down. They have the wrong attitudes, and maybe you even have family or friends like this. Unfortunately, it's about getting around the right people, the right community, and that's what Linked is. We have thousands of people in the community. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of success stories, and so just being around those people inspires me. I know it inspires the students as well, and
Absolutely.
everybody just brings each other up.
Yep, absolutely. So check us out at Linked Promotory Training.